The Amazing Digital Circus. You likely know what it is. You clicked on this video and so you most likely know what you're getting into. Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain what the show is because I know I got some ADHD-ridden motherfuckers in the crowd. So I'll just jump straight in and say, if you haven't seen The Amazing Digital Circus, watch the pilot before getting into this video. This series will just be focusing on the pilot, by the way. I won't be talking about Pomni Wake Up, It's Time to Go on an Adventure video because that was just a promotional video. That being said, I won't be talking about any other videos that isn't the pilot. So don't be coming at me with saying I forgot to review this and that, okay? Okay, cool. Lastly, before we get into the theory, obvious spoiler warnings for the pilot of The Amazing Digital Circus and also Portal 2. Now, I know you fuckers are probably in the comments already going like, Portal 2? What the hell does Portal 2 have to do with the Digital Circus? Is this some kind of autistic crossover lore? Trust me, give me 5 minutes to explain and everything will make sense by the end, alright? But yeah, I just want to get this video out before the actual series is released because I want to be the one to call this series because I haven't actually seen anyone talk about this possibility yet. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you people are thinking with a title like this, I'm going to claim that Caine is somehow a human like the other characters, but that isn't true. I am well aware that Caine has been confirmed by the creator to be AI. However, I think there's more to him than that. So yes, Caine is an AI, but he seems to have some kind of human traits about him. Now, I'm not sure how to kind of like ease into this slowly, so I'm just going to say the short version before we go on to the long explanation. Caine was a human imprint in his coding, meaning he's technically a person, but not really. Huh? Okay, now with the long version, I'll explain what I mean. Also, this is where the Portal 2 spoilers come in, by the way. Okay, so we know the other characters are purely human. When Pomni enters the Digital Circus, she mentions how she put a headset on before entering that world. With that, we can probably deduce that the other characters did the same thing. Caine, however, is an AI. He's the one who runs the joint. But as he's introduced, he seems very sentient, doesn't he? Now, I can't say much because we haven't seen the other NPCs yet, but at least compared to Bubble, Caine seems very intelligent for a game like the Digital Circus. Caine can clearly feel emotion and we can see that when he gets annoyed and pops Bubble twice, and even when he gets disgusted with Bubble when Pomni gets unwell. I noticed that Bubble almost seems to have a kind of script that he follows off of, like predetermined lines. Like how he cuts off Caine when Caine is trying to explain the adventure they're going to go on, for example. Also, this may be a bit of a stretch, but I want to mention how when Caine goes to retrieve Pomni from the void, Bubble just stares blankly as if he has no lines for a situation like this. Because, you know, he's only really supposed to be active around Caine. So that being said, we can determine that Caine is definitely more intelligent than Bubble and shows more human emotion than he does. But Angel, I hear you say, the creator has confirmed that there are some emotions that Caine can't feel. Are you going to take that into account? Yes, actually. Okay, so Portal 2. I'm sure everyone knows what that game is at this point, but I need to make a reference to it for my point to make sense. GLaDOS is the main antagonist in the game, or at least for the first half of the game, and it's obvious she's just an AI. However, as we progress through the game, we learn that maybe there's a lot more to her than just being an AI. In fact, we learn that Cave Johnson, the CEO of Aperture, had demanded that if he died, he wanted his wife, Carolyn, to take over the place. Cave Johnson's original idea is that he wanted his consciousness transferred into an artificial intelligence so he could practically stay alive forever. But he eventually died, and so his wishes were respected, and against her will, Carolyn's consciousness was forced into GLaDOS. Hell, there's even a theory that, considering how GLaDOS was made, the cores could be of the same byproduct, where they were all workers of Aperture that were eventually forced into personality cores to make them more intelligent and human-like. But anyway, back to GLaDOS. GLaDOS doesn't actually know she's made with Carolyn inside of her. She only realises when she hears the recordings from Cave Johnson, where she mimics the voice of Carolyn and also claims that she recognises Cave every time she listens to his voice.
The testing area is just up ahead. The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your $60. Carol, are the compensation vouchers ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. Boy, did I just... Who is that? What the hell is going on here? Carolyn, why do I know this woman? Did I kill her? Or... Oh my god.
She also claims that she likes his personality when Cave does his infamous lemon speech, which would make sense considering, you know, Carolyn was married to him before her consciousness was transferred to GLaDOS. So, points to take from this. GLaDOS doesn't totally remember being Carolyn, however, she had her consciousness in her programming. It seemed to give her more knowledge on how humans work as well. And also, it made her more expressive and allows her to feel emotion. If you listen to her lines before and after she deletes Carolyn from her code, you can hear she sounds a lot more expressive compared to after the deletion.
The surge of emotion that shot through me when I saved your life taught me an even more valuable lesson, where Carolyn lives in my brain.
Carolyn, delete.
Goodbye, Carolyn. You know, deleting Carolyn just now taught me a valuable lesson. The best solution to a problem is usually the easiest one.
Okay, so with that out the way, back to the digital circus. My theory is that Caine possibly is in the same situation, where he has the consciousness of a human being in his coding. Caine doesn't remember being human, however, he clearly shows more emotion than Bubble, for example. Caine could possibly have the consciousness of a human employee at the Abel and Caine company. What kind of employee he would have been is hard to tell, or he could have been possibly an actor, an actual ringmaster, or someone off the street, though I feel like him being a human employee is more likely. Now, moving on to the last bit of evidence I have. This goddamn exit door. So, with the exit door, Caine explains that he made it because he knew everyone else was trying to find an exit to get out the circus. However, Caine admits that he was having trouble figuring out what to put on the inside. When Pomni enters though, we can see that the exit door leads to what seems to be an office area. We can even see a computer that Pomni stares at, and people have theorised that this is possibly the office Pomni worked at before she was trapped. But that leads into a problem. How the hell would Caine know what this office would have looked like in the first place? I am being dead fucking serious. Canonically, Caine has no knowledge of the internet. Yes, I know I said I wouldn't mention this video, but I'm only mentioning it once, so shut up. So it's not like he could have searched for any visuals to put in the exit door. For all we know right now, the circus is all that Caine knows. With the small part of the circus we can see, it's colourful, whimsical and bright. There is nothing that resembles the office in this world in any way, shape or form. Now, I do want to mention a quick theory because I feel like people may suggest it. Some people say the void is a possible window to the outside world. However, Caine has mentioned that nobody ventures out into the void and the fact that he himself doesn't even know what's out there. Of course, Caine is known to lie a lot, so he could possibly be lying about not knowing what's in the void. But even so, a window to the outside world would, at least in my opinion, be very limited considering they're trapped in a computer. But even so, I don't really believe Caine was lying about that. But what I'm trying to say is, even if Caine did have a view of the outside world, I believe it would be very limited. And considering how much the offices stretch on for the exit he made, the space seems too big for him to make with a very limited view. Especially with all the files, doors, the company logo, and even the computer itself. Secondly, we know he couldn't have gotten this info from the other characters for two reasons. One, their lack of memories after entering the digital plane, and two, the fact Caine cannot control or look into the minds of the humans who enter the realm. So yeah, I believe that while Caine is definitely an AI, he has some kind of human consciousness in his coding. This could explain why he's able to feel some emotions, but not all of them, and also why he seems a lot more intelligent and even thought to make the exit in the first place. And I forgot to write this part in the script, but if he was a human employee, it would make sense for him to make the office this way because, you know, that means he has some suppressed memories of some kind about an office. So yeah, that just proves my point that possibly Caine could have been an office worker for the Abel and Caine company. And yeah, that's practically everything. Kind of sped through this because I don't really want to spend ages getting to the point. And I know some of you all have ADHD, so I tried to hammer it home quickly. And also CapCut sucks at making long videos, so I didn't want to kill the app while editing this. But yeah, I doubt this is canon, but this is my theory and headcanon, and I think it would make Caine quite interesting. But yeah, whatever, that's all I got to say, so let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, have a nice day.